love, you alright?
Hey, Alex.
Fancy seeing you here?
Fancy indeed. How are you?
I'm alright, to you? Do you want to come upstairs?
So are you going out tonight then?
Well, I was thinking about it.
Of course you were. So tell me, Alex, when did you start doing drag?
Oh, well, started doing drag, I'm going to say about 2 to 3 years ago, I think, roughly about then.
Okay, and what inspired you, or who inspired you?
Well, I've always been into drawing and art, and like I've always loved being a creative person.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, well, seeing as I'm always drawing on paper, I might as well, start practicing on my face and being a bit more out there.
Okay, and how does it make you feel when you're in and out of drag?
Well, when I'm in drag, I feel like invincible. I feel like I can do anything. Like, no one can stop me, no one can tell me anything.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that bitch, really. Because it's like, you're a different person. Like, I can do anything I want. And out of drag, I'm quite an insecure person, to be fair. Like, a lot of things that I would do in drag, I would never dream of doing, like, out of it. Just because it's like, I like to portray a certain character, especially when I'm in drag, because it's like such a out there type of thing that you have to be confident with it. Like, I can't sit there and like be dead like shy and timid when I've got like a blonde wig on and like my arse hanging out. So you just gotta commit to the character with it, to be fair.
Okay.
And like, it's just something that I just find is a great way to just be out there and be confident. And it's definitely made me more confident doing drag. Like, I would never have thought when I was little that I'd be out here and knowing loads of people throughout the clubs and that, and being able to perform in front of people.
So tell me, Alex, how has your style or your look developed over the years?
Well, it's definitely changed like 100%. Like, when I first started doing drag, it was mainly just makeup and not actual like full outfits and like looks, because I used to do a lot of makeup on Instagram. Like, that used to be like my thing. But like, since I turned 18 and like I started going out, I just never really put the time and effort back into doing that, sitting at home and doing makeup on the weekends, because I just spent the weekend going out and getting drunk. So a lot of that, it kind of left. And then I did a couple of drag nights when I was like, used to go out up Hanley, but then I found that like it's not appreciated as much up Hanley, like in Stoke, especially in general, really. Like, I found me doing makeup in a more toned down, say more fishy or natural drag look, I got way more attention and more praise for doing stuff like that than like going out and say like a dead over the top makeup and an over the top wig and look, because people don't appreciate it like they would, and say if you go somewhere like Manchester where there are queens who do that.
I feel like your look as well, it is quite unique, but I am curious to know, because I'm not really much of a makeup person. What's your favourite makeup product that you couldn't live without?
I'm gonna have to say probably the glue stick, because I can feel like I can, but then again that makes no sense really. But if I didn't have the glue stick to be able to cover my eyebrows, my natural boy eyebrows, I feel like that makes a complete difference with how I look. Like, when they're pulled up and more drawn on, that gives me a more feminine face shape instead of making it look sagged and dragged down. So I'm gonna say probably like the whole glue and eyebrow process.
Has doing drag, has it ever had a negative impact on your life at all?
Negative, not really, because like I said, not a lot of people, especially my drag now, are that like homophobic or anything when I go out to like the straight clubs. But I'd feel if out of anything, it would probably be the dating scene, I'm gonna say. Like, I can go out and drag and then like, say like randomly just flirt with guys with like not serious, it's just like a and like what you would do normally. But I noticed a lot of guys don't really like people who do drag, especially like say for a boyfriend who would do drag.
When did you realise that this was something that you wanted to do?
I'm gonna say ever since seeing that, like, especially Drag Race, and that's a thing where you can actually make a career out of it, that really inspired me to start like putting more money into what I'm doing and more like effort.
Yeah.
And I've always been a singer, like I've loved to sing and perform, and like doing drag is like I feel more confident to do drag and perform than me going out as like just Alex like on a stage. Like I can't really do the performance and the dance that I would want to do.
Does being a drag queen have to be related to any gender roles or identities?
To be fair, I would say no, because drag is a completely different well, I wouldn't say completely, but it's like far away from gender roles than anything else, because drag is an art form. It's I think I've heard a quote not long ago, it's like where it says drag is what you do and trans is who you are.
Okay,
so
I like that.
I always find that like anyone can do drag, but the stigma is like the person who's supposed to drag is just men dressing up as women, and not like say women who can do drag, which they call them like faux queens or bio queens. They have loads of different names for them. But I would say that like anyone can do drag, and it's just you don't need to be just a straight man or a gay man or just to do drag. You can do it whenever you want.
And finally, what questions do you get asked a lot? Because I'm sure you get quite a few, don't you?
Being a young looking woman like myself,
Of course.
I do get loads of questions, especially like if I go on a night out in more straight venues. I would get asked if I'm trans a lot, which I would take that as a compliment, because at least it's showing that like I do look more feminine. Like the look I want to achieve is to look more feminine, and that's probably one of the main questions I get asked a lot. And does tucking hurt? Well, depending what dress I'm wearing, sometimes I don't need to tuck. I could just wear a long bag and cover it like that. Time to be silly, my ladies. Is that on? Yeah. Come on, we're with the next.